Hey, pretty bird flock. Watch this, look. Okay, so the quail babies, they like to eat protein, right? And they need protein, it's important. So, but every time if I put any flies I've caught or any bugs I've caught, any crickets or mealworms or anything in there, they chow it down right away, right? On a side note, look how big they got. So you're going to see that they're jumping up at something. Now, the reason for this is because I've attached this on the inside of their little home. And this is not a lid. It's a different kind of lid. It's open in the top. So they have lots of fresh air, and they have the light that provides proper UV light and warmth for these little guys. What are you doing? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get up there because they see these little holes I've put in there. I don't know if y'all can see right there. Do you see that little hole? Like right here. You see that? That's a hole. And there's mealworm in this little bucket, and they are scooting around in there, and on occasion they fall out of these little holes, therefore providing these guys with little opportunities of protein. And over here we have the water over there in the corner. Now the way that the water is made is it's actually first you clean up some rocks, like make sure they're nice and clean, but you do that with very warm, like hot water, but not hot enough to burn yourself. And I actually do hot enough to burn yourself, and I leave them in the bowl and I just let the water run over it, so it just kind of rinses it, and then I take it out and I like use as warm as I can have the water, and I really scrub them off, and I use an old, well, it's not an old one, it's a toothbrush I've purchased to particularly just do this. Oh, and now you can see something's falling, so I don't know if there's a mealworm coming soon. See that falling right there? There, this thing's falling. I think that's a mealworm right there. I'll watch this, let's see. But basically you fill up the bowl with you fill up the bowl with water, and therefore you have this bowl with rocks and then water, and it prevents these little guys from possibly drowning, and it creates these little tiny craters where they can access the water all over, making it safe for them to drink the water because, well, quail babies have tiny little beaks, and it's just the safest way to supply them with water. When you raise quails, you usually recommended to put little rocks or marbles in their water dish, especially throughout the first week or two, to make sure that they stay safe and don't get their little nostrils dipped into that water. And that's what the rocks do in this case. Now, I'm not using a food dish, as you guys have noticed. These are wild quail babies that I've rescued. So, you know, these guys are used to foraging already. That's what they've been taught so far. So I just don't see why I'm going to teach them something else, especially since I'm looking into the proper method of rehabilitating them out into the wild. Now, the good news is that with them being raised by me, and obviously they are not interacting with Pretty Bird or Pikachu or Sunny, for the simple reason, and there's hand washing in between each time I handle each animal, for the simple fact that I'm trying to make sure that there's no cross-contamination happening between these little guys. Are you waiting for the numbers? No. They figured out that this is where the food comes from, so they're super excited, and they're waiting for protein to fall down. But this way, they're foraging. They have all the other foods that they need all over the ground, everywhere, and obviously I clean that up on a regular basis. And then they have the protein coming from the top here, and then I add cricket, like currently it's mealworms. I also finally got to the store, so now I don't have to go swatting flies inside and outside my house and hunt for crickets and bugs anymore every day, which is a time saver for sure. Hold on, I need to move that a little bit. Hold on. Mama, move this a little bit. There we go. I think the holes were a little bit clogged. Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at that. Progress. There we go. Ooh. Did we find one? I'm trying to wait for one. I'm trying to wait for them to get one of the little mealworms. Up, there we go. There comes a mealworm. Up, who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get the mealworm? Who's gonna get the mealworm? I saw one fall. One fell. Up, one of them found one. Where'd you go? Watch, look. They run away with it. It's so cute. Watch, look. He's running with it. Watch. Where'd you go? There he is. He's running. He's zooming around. Look. There he is. He's trying to get away from everyone now. Where'd he go now? Up, there he is. He's running. He's trying to eat it. He's eating it. And he got it. Yay! Every time they get a mealworm, they start running around like crazy. Now, the reason you hear Pikachu chirping this loud in the background is because he wants my attention, because he sees I'm giving the other birds attention. And parrots are extremely smart, and they can get very jealous. So he gets very jealous if I'm not giving him all the attention, and I give another bird attention. He'll chirp at me. But the best thing to do when you have a parrot and they're chirping this loud, from my research and from everything I know, is to ignore that behavior. Don't respond to it. Don't yell at them. Don't punish them. Don't reward them. Like, don't do anything, because their biggest reward... Oh, we have another one that found one. And he's going to eat it in there. And yes, we were able to get some new housing for them. Quick, quick. No, no, no. Oh, it's gone. Good job. So as you guys see, all of the babies this way get equal opportunity. And there's probably like 30 mealworms in there right now. And then I have this bucket right here, which has like another 70 mealworms in here. And if you're squeamish about things like this, don't look. But that I then find with tweezers, and I take out and I count them out, and I take like 25, 30 mealworms. And then I have this bucket right here where I have crickets for them. And they already had 25 of those yesterday, so today it's mealworms. And it's the same concept. I feed them. Where are you going with that? Look at him go. He's running away. Look, he's going up. Where are you going? You trying to find a safe spot? Run away. I don't get it. They crack me up. He still's got the mealworm in his mouth and he's running. He's trying to find somewhere quick and safe to eat it so nobody can steal it. Run away! And yes, they're starting to fly a little bit. There's nobody there. Quick, eat it. Okay, so this thing right here, it's actually laying on its side. This little like nest box that you see, it's laying on its side. Usually it should be standing up, and that stick should be like underneath the hole, but it's on the side because I laid it down, and then the lid at the top, it's actually open, if you see in the back. And then it has nest bedding in there, like natural, normal nest bedding. Made sure that it's not been processed or anything. And it's open because I want them to have an entrance and an exit route as they get used to it. And it's just supposed to be while they're little, while they need to, you know, huddle together if they're cold or if they want to go to sleep, because they want to be tight together because that's what they're used to with their mama. And then I bought that little thing in the background right there, which is usually used for hamsters or for ratties. And what I did is I don't know if you can see inside, can see the feathers, but what I did is I started with all the way at the back, and I used a bunch of Pretty Bird's feathers that she's lost over time that are nice and clean. These are the old ones. So these have been away from Pretty Bird for 6-7 months. So I actually collect all the nice feathers that she loses. So these are not recently lost feathers, as to again prevent cross-contamination, and they've been cleaned with warm water. Anyways, but I went ahead and I pushed a little, I don't know what you call it, the little hard part from the feather, like the part that comes out of the body. I pushed that through, basically attaching every little feather lightly in there, so when they cuddle into it, it's almost a little bit as if they were cuddling into, like, you know, a feathery mama or something. And they actually slept in that last night, so they seem to like it. But they're doing really good. As you can see, they're all very hyper, they're all very alert, they're doing well. I have stopped attempting to tame all of them. I have 2 of them that I'm taming, that I'm working with, which is Rocky and Creed. And the other 7, I am going to be, the plan for now is that we're going to be attempting to release them when they are old enough. Apparently that is a thing in Arizona, and I am researching about it, I'm learning about it, so I'm no longer handling them nearly as much. And I can show you. There you go, you got it! That one just jumped up and totally got the mealworm. It wasn't even out yet. Good job! But see, if I go in with my hand, watch. They'll start running. They don't want me to touch them. The ones that are not running are more than likely Creed and Rocky. So if I try to grab them or anything, they run away. And that's what I want for now. Because as of right now, sorry guys, we decided that if they can return back to the wild, because these are wild animals, then we will do that. But there are risks, and like I said, I'm trying to do my research about it so I don't do anything wrong in the process. This is not an unusual thing for Arizona to find these little quail babies. So even though for us it's the first time in 10 years that I'm raising wild quail babies. I've raised quail babies before, but not the wild breeds. And we have found out that this breed, based on what we have around in our neighborhood, appears to be the honey, babe. What are the quails here called again? Gumbo? What are they called again? Gambo? Something like that. They're like Gambel quail, or Gambo, or Gumbo, something like that with the G. And I looked them up, and from my understanding, these are not illegal birds for people to have, and to my knowledge, I am not breaking any laws. I mean, all I'm trying to do is help these little guys. So, look how cute. Look at their little faces. How cute is that? Look at them. Like how they look up and they're trying to process, like, where the food's coming from. Ah, did you get one? Did you get one? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, he's hiding in there. He's hiding in here. Oh, he was hiding in there. Did you already eat it? Good job. You guys are too silly. They're so much fun though. Okay, so just so you know, I just put in the bucket. They don't focus on it for the rest of the day. So it's not like they're nonstop. So as of right now, you see they're foraging. If they see any kind of movement at the bucket, that's when it catches their interest again, and they do this stuff. And they're waiting. Ready to get the meal one. They're too cute though. Isn't that just so cute? Yay! Like the birdies. Like the birdies. So like I said before, I'm letting the 7 stay skittish. But this video is starting to get long. I apologize. I just wanted to give you guys an update on how they're doing and how they're hanging in there and that they're doing well. That they have little huts to hide in and a good size nest, and that they have their warmth and their sunlight, and they have their protein coming in one little mealworm at a time, and they have their food all over the place, and they have feathers, and they have, as you can see, they have insulation in their box. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the little guys, and we will see you guys next time. And as always, you know, if you guys don't mind, if you appreciated the video, if you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. It definitely helps us a lot. And share the video with your friends if you think they might enjoy seeing some cute little quail babies and them jumping for food, which I think is adorable. And, you know, leave us a comment if you'd like to. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. You get to see these little guys, our super adorable pet pretty bird, the pet goose, and you get to meet and see our cockatiel, which you've been listening to in the background, which is Pikachu and Sunny, male and female cockatiels. Alrighty, y'all. We'll see you next time. So bye-bye, pretty bird flock. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, everybody.